Hey everybody, it is the 7th of July. I am Ray Goots. This is the Goots Cast for Tuesday, and it's Ringo Starr's birthday. And
Is
his
it
birthday
really?
almost ruined Impact Wrestling. Yes, that's why Impact started late.
Oh, what was he performing?
No, he had like a Zoom birthday party.
Oh my God, are you
Like
serious?
all these celebrities. Yeah, it was like a 2-hour thing, but they simulcast it on Access, which is why Impact started late. But it was supposed to end at 9, ended at 9:05, and Impact couldn't handle that, and the Twitch stream went down a bunch of times. I was watching Access because I have money on like Andrew League.
Was
And
he like singing and stuff? Were they singing?
no, he was introducing other people who sang. He showed some old foot. I mean, I had like the last 10 minutes on. He
Hmm.
had like I think Ozzy sang in his house and then like he showed like old concert footage of him and Paul playing like a couple of years ago. And then
Okay.
he would just like show clips of like people and their families, and be like, "Oh, here's my friend," and the friend would be like, "Man, happy birthday, Ringo Starr." But that's why Impact started later today.
They Ozzy sang, huh?
Ozzy, it was supposed to be. I mean, it was like 2.5 hours. I didn't. I only saw the last few minutes, but
Yeah.
because I was
Well,
mainly watching this fucking awful fucking AEW Dark. Oh, what?
it wasn't awful.
It was pretty bad, dude. It's
Nah,
way
it
too
was.
long for just squash matches. It's way too long of a show. Nothing
It,
happens. It's just squash match, squash match, squash match, squash match, squash match. There's no breaks, and I'm all for squash matches, but you need to mix it up. They should have like 5 matches and interview segments. It shouldn't just be match, 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 match,
did
match,
you
match.
did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I did because I had to wait for fucking Impact to start.
Impact, yeah. This was an
It's not
hour
it's not yeah
and
it's got
15 minutes or something
it's
like
got to be
that.
45 minutes. An hour 15 minutes is way too long for just squash match squash. And like the pacing of some matches were off. Like some guys got no offense. Some guys got some matches
Yeah.
went too long. We'll go match by
So
match. But
yes,
start this boring fucking piece
okay.
of shit show.
So AEW Dark, it is today's episode was an hour and 16 minutes.
Way
It
too
was
long.
Excalibur and Taz. I think it's just 16 minutes too long. First match up is the match that people have been advertising on Twitter. Brian Pillman Jr. versus Sean Spears. Brian Pillman Jr., who is still technically under contract with MLW, who wants to get out because of their sex offender trainer, who might be involved with a missing persons case. Um, Sean Spears did not load up his glove in this match. This was a pretty back and forth match, but it was a match where the storytelling was Brian Pillman Jr. is so new that he did make a few mistakes that would cost him. Like he would take an unnecessary high risk move and then he would just fucking land on his, Sean Spears would move and he would land on his face and stuff like that. Sean Spears hits the C4 Death Valley driver for the win. After the win, though, he does load up his glove and then he hits Brian Pillman Jr., knocks him out. I thought this was good. I thought this was a fun way to start the show.
I thought Brian Pillman was really green. He looked very bad doing some moves.
He's a little slow.
Yeah.
Like meaning that when he does like an Irish whip into the corner and then he supposed to run into the corner.
Yeah.
Like he kind of like jogs there because he's getting ready for the next move coming up. Whereas a seasoned wrestler, they go full speed, but their timing is so good they can improvise the last split second.
I like Brian's look though. I wouldn't have had him get this squash this bad by Sean Spears. Because first of all, nobody gives a shit about Sean Spears. And this didn't make me give a shit about him either.
I would not say he got squashed, but I agree that I wouldn't have made him lose to Sean Spears. Maybe
Well, also that you know what, if he just got pinned, that's one thing. But then they did the glove thing and punched him, and I think they got to get rid of Sean Spears. I think they just got to.
Do you know what I think they should have done? They should have had Brian Pillman Jr. face Scorpio Sky and then have Scorpio Sky's opponent face Spears. They should have reversed that. But I mean, that's
you know what I think also they should do is they should fire Sean Spears and never put him. He's fucking I can't believe I used to think this guy was good. He's the fucking pits anyway.
I don't think they should fire him, but I think they should be like, we need to repackage 100% repackage. And this glove, like repackaged, meaning like we're gonna get Tully off of you.
Yeah, you got to put Tully with someone else.
Yeah, taking Tully off of you. We need to figure out what makes you tick, and we're gonna give. I see what you're saying because it's already been how long? How long has it been? About a year?
A year.
No, he wasn't with them from the very, very beginning.
Dude, him and Cody Rhodes fought in like August or July, one of those two pay-per-views. I think it was the July one.
So it's about a year. It's about a year, right?
Yeah, July,
Okay.
yeah.
I would say I would give him one more year. I'll be like, we need another
one more year. One more year.
Yes,
what the fuck? You think this guy's already proved he has nothing. What the fuck is he gonna do for another year? Unless you make him a complete fucking joke, which is what he should be. But like, I just feel like this company has way too many people I don't give a fuck about. It's just like these guys just barnacles hanging on.
I see a lot of. I know what you're saying because when I was watching Dark today, I was saying there's a lot of people on this roster.
If they're gonna let me just say something. If they're gonna go out of business, if they miss one fucking show because Corona, let's say finally the governor gets balls and shuts down the state, and they can have a show and they automatically go out of business, right? According to Dave Meltzer. Then why the fuck are they wasting an hour and 14 minutes on matches like this guy, and we'll talk about some other guys that I think are wasting time too.
No.
Why is this guy employed then? If you're gonna go out of business if you miss one show, why do you fly in Tully Blanchard to stand next to fucking Sean Spears' internet show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Like, get him the fuck off then. I don't know. Like, you can't sit there and tell me Tony Khan's a genius. Like, well, why is this guy here? Like, why not get rid of him and bring in Heath? I agree. I'd rather see Heath Slater with Tully Blanchard, to be honest with you.
I think there's two things that you and I agree on. Number one, AEW is not going to go out of business if they stop doing TV. That's some bullshit that Wrestling Observer. This is why I take everything that they say with a grain of salt because some of the stuff they say is ludicrous. Mm-hmm. And number two, I think you and I will both agree Tony Khan is not some genius who's going to save wrestling. He's not.
But also, like, they have too many people that I'm not invested in.
Yes.
They don't matter. Like, if Sean Spears shows up on Dynamite in 2 weeks, no one's going to care. People are just going to want to change the channel. Unless the only thing he could show up on Dynamite too is, like, you can have him show up on Dynamite and beat Orange Cassidy.
There's a lot of people on this roster that when I was watching Dark today, I was like, a lot of these guys, they don't look like, I hate to say this, but they don't look like a wrestling superstar.
Well, yeah, and there's some. We'll get into. I got something coming up that I'm going to fucking explode about. But keep going.
Okay. Well, anyway, Brian Pillman Jr. loses to Sean Spears. I thought this was a fun way to begin. Match number 2, making her AEW debut, Rochelle Chanel, who's got she's from Paris, France. Kind of. I'm shopping shop the best kind of gimmick versus Big Swole. Big Swole wins with the. She actually hits her with her dirty dancing discus punch, but then Chanel bounces off the ropes, and then she gets hit with a pump kick, and Big Swole wins. So she didn't use her finisher to win, but she won. This Chanel gimmick, it wasn't for me, but this is what you got to do, Big Swole. She got to pick up wins.
I like this match, but this is what annoyed me. Okay, because there's a lot of characters in AEW that have no character or they don't explain a character. Like, this is the worst time I've ever been in with SCU. And I don't want to go off, but the Nagas, we're going to get to him. But there's a lot. So this girl comes out with the shopping, like she's a shopper, and automatically I know what her character is. And Taz and Excalibur goof on her. Oh, what is she supposed to? It's like, you have other characters come out. I don't know what the fuck. Like, you've had people just show up in AEW and you don't tell us anything about them. We just have to they just assume that we sit on the fucking internet all day, so we know. But this girl comes out, gives us a character in 3 seconds, and you're shitting on her.
To be fair, it was only Taz who was shitting on her, and Taz shits on almost everybody.
I know, but at least this girl is giving you a character. I know what this girl's character is. She likes to shop. At least that's a character.
You know what would be better on this show, even though I do like their commentary together, is if Excalibur fought Taz a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because what Excalibur does a lot of times is, well, Taz will say just like, he shits on everybody, but he'll shit on everyone, and Excalibur just kind of lets it slide.
Yeah.
But he should be like, when Bobby the Brain Heenan and
Mm-hmm.
Gorilla Monsoon would fight him. He'll be like, will you stop? And
Like I'll give you a good example. The Best Friends. They have never done a vignette that explicitly stated what the best friends are. I think they're kind of, and that's why I think the ratings bombed. So Sasha Banks destroyed Best Friends versus Kenny Omega last week because people just these guys are like Zack Ryder, and they just assume they're like another Zack Ryder team. Like you've never done anything. Like there's weird stuff to Titantron. What exactly are you trying to get across? Like you've never sat and explained, like, hey, you never even had Jim Ross be like, these guys are goofy.
That's Excalibur's flaw. That's his flaw, and that's why I remember when JR would be on the with commentary, he'd be like, why
are these guys best friends?
Yeah, he would keep asking those questions because Excalibur's job as the guy he was supposed to be explaining everything, but in Excalibur's mind, I think
he just assumes everybody's
brain is that
the biggest problem with AEW is they assume that we sit on the internet. You know what they didn't do? You know what they didn't do tonight? And I would have done it. And I now looking back, they never once said, as many of you know, this is the son of Flying Brian Pillman. If you're not familiar with him, he was in a tag team with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They never did that. WWE would have done that. WWE, right now, we're as far away from Rocky Johnson as we were from Brian Pillman. No, Rocky Johnson was soon in '96 when Rocky came out. Jim Ross goes through what Peter Maivia did. He goes through what Rocky Johnson did. And then he goes like, and this is the third generation, and that's why this kid's a big fucking deal.
Yeah,
so I'm sitting at home, and I know what Rocky Johnson did. Why the fuck do you have a moment where they just explain to you his father did this, that, and the third?
Yeah, I know what you're saying because, by the way, on the show they did mention his father, Brian Pillman.
But they just have this arrogance like we automatically know him.
Yeah, they did mention his father, but they never mentioned the significance of his father. They just mentioned Brian Pillman. Like everybody knows who Brian Pillman is. But I get what you're saying. It's like they don't. That's their problem, is that they assume that everybody who's watching the show is
a fucking nerd, and that's why the ratings
regular.
Are
just like them, like a lifelong wrestling.
They make these shows for Dave Meltzer fans.
If you don't, you need to do somewhat of a little bit of catering to new audience members, but they don't do any of that, which I think is going to hurt them in the long run.
It's already hurt. They've lost a ton of ratings. It's already hurt.
Yeah, so that's one of the things. It's kind of like you need to give us some background.
But anyway, I like this full match.
This match wasn't bad, but and Big Swole needed it. Big Swole, she needs to stack up these wins. And after the match, she got into a little shouting match with Britt Baker, who was by the ramp in her
that was cool.
mobile. Yeah. Then we get an Allie and Brandy interview with Alex Marvez. And this is the reason why I do like Dark, because these side storylines.
They need more of this, though.
They do need more of this. I agree. They do need more of this. They shouldn't have just been one of these.
Brandy can't be the only character getting character development on this fucking thing.
Yeah.
You can use this time to develop some other people that are on the show, like fucking Sean Spears.
How about this? How about instead of having Luther be in a match, just have a fucking vignette for him? How about that?
I still don't know why Luther's a big deal. They've never probably explained it.
Exactly. So Allie and Brandy are getting interviewed by Alex Marvez, and Alex Marvez brings up the fact that Fight for the Fallen is coming up, and last Fight for the Fallen from last year, those two actually had a match. Or she sent Kong after Allie, and then they bring up the history and how they're working as a tag team. And Brandy admits, I do like the fact that we're a team we want to end the Nightmare Sisters. And Dustin Rhodes comes out of nowhere and he goes, Allie, I know what you're doing. You're gonna break QT's heart, and he just walks away. I mean, I like this. They do need to have more of these in Dark. If they could do like 2 less matches and do like 1 or 2 more of these kind of segments for people, and it would be way better, But you like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I like Allie a lot. Brandy Rosa could take her leave if she falls
When
off
do you
a
think
cliff.
QT's come back?
I don't know. He's probably gonna be dead soon. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we go to match number 2. It is Luther versus Frankie
3.
Kazarian. Here's the thing about Luther. He's old.
Yeah.
He looks old.
And nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, he looks old. He moves old. He should not be in a singles match. And Frankie Kazarian was just carrying his ass through this match. And this is why I think someone like Luther would benefit if you don't put him in a match. You put him in like a vignette that kind of describes who he is, and you would save time on Dark anyway by doing that. And you would get him over more than putting him in a match where he looks old and tired and super sweaty. Frankie Kazarian wins with a victory roll. This was not Luther's shining moment. I would not say it was.
No, I don't know why Luther's on the show. I don't know why. They said something like this isn't all friends when they asked if they're going to hire Heath Slater and Zack Ryder. Why the fuck do you have Luther and Sean Spears on the show?
Did you listen to Talk Is Jericho's interview with Luther?
No.
Okay, it's gonna be a two-parter because you could hear Jericho getting drunk as the interview's going on, so it just takes so long.
You think it's like they like to party with this guy?
No, so they go into it. They're actually Jericho and Luther are longtime friends, very long-time friends, but they keep claiming that it wasn't their friendship that got him a job, and the argument they use is if our friendship was the reason why I got a job, I would have got a job in WWE long time ago. But they were talking about the process for him to get actually signed by AEW took a long time. He got signed right before the coronavirus started. That's what they claim. So I mean, it's interesting though. It's actually worth listening to.
Can I tell you something? That guy Luther could have been John Cena's. He could be blowing John Cena back. He's not getting a job in WWE. He looks like a fucking idiot. Like he could have been the best friend of Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and Steve Austin, and Vince still wouldn't have hired the fucking guy because the guy looks stupid. All right, he got hired because he's Jericho's friend. He's garbage. He's garbage.
I would say the Talk Is Jericho episode did more for me understanding what the Luther character was than AEW ever did. I'm just being honest.
And isn't he supposed to be like a hardcore idiot, like fucking?
He was supposed to
like
be
an ECW type.
He was originally pitched to be the leader of the Dark Order.
At least that's what he should have been.
Yeah, and then the Bucks nixed it. They were like, no. And they had somebody else in mind. So then basically they said, well, why don't we put him with Brandy? So he had to like tweak the character to fit the Brandy thing a little more. But then they dropped the whole Brandy thing. So that's kind of like up in the air a little bit. But I
just don't. You know what this is like? This is like if you hire Sandman and then he's just not Sandman. He's just wrestling matches on like something that he.
Oh, like, you mean like what WWE did? Yeah.
Well, no, it's even worse because like Luther. I get like Luther's. I thought Luther was your heart. Anyway, there's no. Like I said, Val Venus or fucking Gangrel would have been better in this fucking role. The Godfather. The list goes on and on. It's just fucking ridiculous that this guy's. This guy who never was anything is being portrayed as a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Can barely wrestle.
Match number 4. We get it's an 8-man tag. You got Tony the Naughty, Brady Pierce, Joe Alonzo, and Fabo Andre versus the Lucha Brothers and Butcher and Blade, because Butcher and Blade and Lucha Brothers are getting ready for their match tomorrow, their 8-man tag tomorrow. Lucha Brothers and Butcher Blade, they look good in this match. The ending comes where the finish was pretty sick. So Butcher has one of those guys, I forget who it is. He gets him up in a vertical suplex, but as he's flipping him over, Pentagon grabs the guy's legs and puts him in like a powerbomb combo onto Blade's knees. And they lay him on his knees, and then fucking Rey Fenix jumps on top rope and hits him with like a drop kick. It was like everybody hitting him all at once, basically. I like that. I like that combo they did. This was fun little squash. You know, put that 8-man tag over.
I like this squash. This was good. My only problem with this fucking thing was the Lucha Brothers music is fucking atrocious. I couldn't believe that was a real song. The lyrics are like Mexican. I don't know what the fuck. Dude, it's like almost like a parody. It's like,
Aren't you Mexican?
this is what you gave. The Lucha Brothers, they had a really good song in Impact, TNA, and they look so fucking cool. And the song is like some awful fucking video game music. But other than that, the squash was good. And it was a good way to get people hyped for tomorrow night. So I like this.
Yes, I think so. It was a good way.
Dude, I think they should. You know who they should be doing more with? Maybe they couldn't, but I think they've had months now, and all they do is lose to the fucking Young Bucks. They gotta do more with Pentagon. Pentagon is money. That guy looks like a fucking star.
Oh yeah, I mean, Pentagon wasn't seen for a while because he was stuck, but
like even before that, all they really would do is like lose to the Bucks, and I just think
I agree.
he should be like a top
that.
heel.
Yeah, you know what I think they should be? I think they should be the tag champs.
Yeah. Why the fuck is? Anyway.
Because they're a really good tag team.
Yeah, and Pentagon has a great look. Pentagon just looks like a
great look. Pentagon has a great look. He's got a lot of charisma. Ray Phoenix does things in the ring that I've never seen anyone else do.
Yeah, and I don't understand why these guys aren't like the top stars.
You know what's so weird? Because they were one of the first people signed.
I know.
And everyone expected them to be the top stars of the tag division.
Well, I feel like they were just there to make the Young Bucks look good.
Yeah, they didn't. The tag team champions were first ones were SCU, right?
Mm-hmm. And now Kenny Omega.
That's it. There's only been 2, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they got to get the belts over Omega.
Yeah, I would put it on the Lucha Brothers. You know why? Because the Lucha Brothers, in my opinion, I feel like can have a good match with almost anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I mean, if you think about it, they can.
No, they can. Yeah, I agree. This was good.
Yeah, this was good. So I would put the title on them. But do you think it has something to do with the fact that they're afraid to put it on them because they have so many other obligations to other companies and stuff like AAA?
No, because fucking Hangman Page hasn't been there for weeks on it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They barely defend the tag belts. I keep forgetting they have the fucking belts. Kenny Omega and this other idiot, Hangman Page.
All right, we got match number 5. We got Will Hobbs, this huge dude, this huge black guy. I think he looks great, by the way.
He was good.
He was going against Orange Cassidy, and Orange Cassidy hits his Superman elbow. One move, and it's a squash. It's over. Orange Cassidy wins. I hate squashes, so.
I like this a lot. This was great.
What was great about it?
The Orange Cassidy won so fast.
Him winning so fast is great.
Yeah, he looked dominant. It was good.
Okay.
It fits his gimmick. His gimmick is he doesn't care, and if he tries even for a second, his whole gimmick is if he really tries, he's like unstoppable. He's like Black Bolt. If Black Bolt whispers, everyone could fucking die, which is why he doesn't whisper. So he ducks. He does the Superman punch with all his might, knocks this guy out. I think that's fucking great. Some of these guys need to look dominant. Orange Cassidy hasn't looked.
It's like Black. Orange Cassidy's like Black Bolt.
Yeah, that's essentially what the character is. If he goes 1,000%, he's more powerful than anybody else in the promotion. You know.
That's funny. That was very funny.
But it's like they got to make one of these guys like you can't go back and what did you want? Orange Cassidy go back and forth with this
No.
dude?
I'm not saying like
he's fighting Jericho.
I just don't like squash matches.
They've got to make him. He's fighting their biggest star, and this guy was nobody.
I know. I get it. I just kind of wanted to see when I saw this guy Will Hobbs. I was like, I want to see this guy do at least a few moves. You know?
He'll be back though.
He'll be back. He has a good look. Yeah.
No, this was good. Some of these like
talking trash in the beginning. Will Hobbs was talking trash. I was
but they have to make Orange Cassidy look good because he's fighting Jericho tomorrow.
That's what Luther's there for.
No, Luther's gonna get the title.
You know what I would have done?
Not because he's Jericho's friend.
You know what I would have done? I would have been like, I would have brought Jimmy Havoc in and just lose. Like put everybody over and then have him retire. I would make him put everybody over. I'll be like, dude, you owe wrestling. You owe wrestling this and make him put over.
I think it's better than having your TV again.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go to match number 6. We got Captain Sean Dean versus Michael Nakazawa, and hate to say it, Michael Nakazawa is another one who I don't think looks like a wrestling superstar.
Oh my god.
Michael,
Oh my god. This was the worst match I've seen in such a long time. This
no,
was horrendous. This
it wasn't
Nagasaka
horrendous.
guy, this Nagawaka, whatever the fuck his name is, he's fucking atrocious. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not. It's weird. It's not like entertaining. It's like a grosser version of the Joey Ryan shit. Why the fuck? Who? And they don't really even explain it. He's doing all this goofy stuff, and they're just acting like we're supposed to know this. I feel like this is like stuff that like Kenny Omega jerks off over, and we're all just supposed to be. How is this guy even on TV? How is this guy? He's friends with Kenny Omega, right?
Yeah.
This isn't all friends. Can't hire Heath Slater.
So this is Michael Nakazawa. He's friends with Kenny Omega from DDT Pro Wrestling. If you're not familiar with DDT Pro Wrestling, there's a couple of DDT Pro Wrestling shows on YouTube in English commentary, so you can kind of get to know it a little bit. Here's the thing with DDT. Like their main events, like their championships and their like tag titles, they do have like regular wrestling matches, but like they have some extreme comedy shit.
Okay,
like Michael Nakazawa, and
it has no place on AEW.
Some of that stuff will put you off because it puts me off. And I'm just giving people a warning. And if you're interested, go on YouTube and see it.
Here's the thing: they have no other matches like this. They don't have anything else like this, and they're acting like they're acting when this guy's doing all this goofy weird shit. Taz and Excalibur are acting like we should know about this, and this happens like every week.
Well, and no. Here's the thing about Michael. This is Michael Nakazawa and a Luther. This is just my opinion. This is my opinion, but I think when this company AEW got started, all of the founding fathers were allowed one friend hire. The Young Bucks got Brandon Cutler. Cody got QT. Chris Jericho, who's technically not a founding father, but he was the first face of the company.
He was the guy who got them, made them look legit.
He got Luther. Kenny Omega got Michael Nakazawa, and that's why I think all these guys are there. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. That makes sense,
this
right?
Guy Zagawaka should not be winning any fucking matches. I mean,
so if you guys are not familiar with Michael Nakazawa, his gimmick is that he's like an expert on Turkish oil wrestling. So in the match, he always puts baby oil on him, so he slips out of holds and stuff, and he's always hiding in his trunks. There's a point in this match where he's constantly pulling out new baby oil, and referee Aubrey Edwards took one of his
she's so
oil, threw it away.
She's the worst referee. She just constantly gets in the way to mug and stuff.
Yeah, she's starting to lose her what do you call it?
She's so in the way. Here's my problem with her being in the way.
Yeah.
There were other referees that did that too, but they would take bumps, like because if a referee got that much in the way in the old days, like the wrestler would just punch them because like get the fuck out of my way. They can't hit her, so she just like grabs them and gets and stands in the middle of them and like fucking hams it up, and no one's ever gonna put their hands on her.
Yeah. By the way, she is one of the co-hosts of that AEW's Unscripted or Unrestricted podcast with Tony Schiavone. They did one with Billy Gunn, and she did not know anything about the Smoking Guns because she's like a brand new wrestling fan. She's only been a wrestling fan a few years. From that point, as soon as I realized she didn't know what Smoking Guns were, I could not listen to it anymore. I was like, I'm not going to listen to a podcast about wrestling where the person who's doing the interview is not a knowledgeable person.
How do you not know about the Smoking Gun?
Exactly. That's why I was like, I can't fucking do this.
Did she at least know about the New Age Outlaws?
No, I think she knew a little bit of DX or something like that. I remember.
How is she wrestling that?
Dude, I couldn't get past like 5 to 10 minutes because I was
that's why I don't think she's a good referee, because she doesn't know. She doesn't understand. Like, it's great that you're a fucking chick. There's chick referees in WWE. I don't even like. I think the other day, at the end of the match, the referee. At the end of the match, I realized the referee was a woman. You know, I didn't even know there was a woman in that ring the entire match until the end. You're not supposed to notice the fucking referee.
Exactly.
I just feel like she's like there, like she's like trying to get an audition for a fucking TV show.
Yeah, she's overstaying her welcome. But
Yeah.
by the way, you know Chris Van Vliet, his interviews, you know why they're so good? Because he's a fucking lifelong fan. He knows all these in-depth.
Same with Conrad Thompson on this podcast.
But yeah, she does not know a lot of things. So I was just like, you could even see Billy Gunn getting a little annoyed. He was just like, "What? You don't know like that I was in DX."
And you're like the face of the company. You dumb idiot.
Yeah, it was like I was like, I can't fucking listen to her. I can't. Anyways, oh yeah, so Michael Nakazawa, there's this
fucking awful match.
There's just another thing he does where he takes off his underwear and he puts it on his hand, his arm. It's called the Venom arm. Well, while he was taking it off this time, he fell over by accident, and Taz and Excalibur could not stop laughing that he fell over. He puts his thong on his arm and he gets Sean Dean's face, and he does the Venom arm takedown for the win. I mean, it is what it is.
I hated it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. There's another guy that needs to go. This guy needs to fucking go. There's no reason for him to be on the show doing this goofy shit. And they don't even acknowledge how goofy. You know, Jim Ross would change his when they were having like silly matches in WWE. Jim Ross would change his voice. Taz and this other guy are acting like this happened. Like this is just like a regular match. It's like it was fucking. This is the moment I was like, I'm done with this fucking show. I'm done with this fucking. They don't tell you who anybody is. They don't do anything to get you into the characters. They just assume you're some fucking nerd who sits on Wrestling Observer message board all fucking day. That's all this.
I think the reason why I didn't hate it so much is because I know some of these people well. You know, like I understand what's going on.
I hate how AEW presents the product because. And it's weird because I'm about to use Jim Ross. I'll never forget I rented WrestleMania 13, right? And I hadn't watched wrestling since 1993. And this is January of 98.
Mm-hmm.
And every match, if it was an important match like the Austin or the Sid match, they had a video package. But every match, Jim Ross would give you background on each wrestler in the ring, what's been going on, and it helped out so much. And I still remember the first time I ever saw Rocky wrestle, and it was against the Sultan. But it wasn't good. But Jim Ross convinced me in his commentary, this guy's a big deal. Like this guy should be further along. And he was Rocky Maivia at the time. And this fucking company just trots out guys who are like rubbing oil on their dicks and fucking these amazing luchadors. It's both for the better. They do nothing. They do nothing to fucking get these guys over. They just like, yeah, you sit on Twitter all day, right? So you should know what this is about. No, I don't. I don't. Fucking tell me why I should give a fuck. Every second.
Like I said, I do agree with you. They don't do that well.
It's annoying.
If you are a new person, like if I got my friend who doesn't really watch this and I made him watch this, he's not gonna like the show. But for someone like, so I see your point. I get what you're saying.
But it's like this fucking guy's pulling out oil and Excalibur is acting like he pulled out he's doing an armbar. It's like, why is this guy pulling out oil? And he's wearing, and Excalibur, they never explain like Excalibur's, you know what they never have done? They never explain like Excalibur is sitting there with a fucking mask. No one's ever acknowledged it. They just act like that. And I get that. I remember someone on the internet goes, why is he wearing a mask? And someone on the Reddit was like, well, that was his gimmick in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Okay, I don't watch fucking Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. There's thousands of people on that watch TNT that don't fucking watch Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Can you explain to me why this fucking idiot is wearing a mask but he doesn't wrestle next to Jim Ross and fucking Tony Schiavone? Come on. It's like, it's annoying. It's an annoying fucking show.
I don't think it needs an explanation because there's commentators wearing masks in almost like a lot of wrestling promotions.
Where? Where have you ever seen anyone else wearing a mask?
Japan.
We're not in Japan. We're not in Japan.
Japan and Mexico.
We're not in Mexico. United States.
Where else has it been done? Where else has it been done? Well, that's what I'm saying. For me, it's not so weird because I see it all the time.
Okay. This show can't cater to guys like you. It can't.
I know.
Because you're going to watch no matter what.
Ray, you're arguing with you're preaching to the choir. Like I said,
I just get frustrated watching this fucking thing.
No,
it's
I
so
understand.
fucking
Like I said,
long.
the reason why I think I enjoy the show more than, let's say, you do is because I'm like, yeah, they're catering to me, basically. They're catering to guys like me, like where I understand where the thing, this fucking, his dong is called the Venom Arm. I understand that Excalibur wears a mask, but if you're a new person, you're probably not going to want to watch the show, or you're going to get very confused.
That's a massive problem. And they've had that problem since day one, and everyone just wants to say how fucking great they are.
No, here's the thing. JR did speak up. And what did everyone do? Everyone fucking started just fucking dogpiling on. He is the one who fucking said.
That's why sometimes he just checks out because he's like, I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I personally think he checked out, because he did voice his opinion on what things needs to be updated or what things need to be worked on. And the internet, the wrestling community and the internet, because they're a fucking bunch of idiots, they just fucking dogpiled on him.
That was like when they got mad at him because he said Kofi Kingston shouldn't be walking to the ring tossing out pancakes to champion. Everyone got mad at him.
They got mad at him. There was a point where they got mad at every single little thing JR said. When he called Jungle Boy Jack Perry, they fucking flipped. When he's calling Sunny Kiss they flip out on him. They just want to flip out on everything he says. They just look at him like he's an old man.
So let's end this.
Yeah. Match number 7, Serpentico versus Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky wins with a TKO. Serpentico should have been the guy who fought Sean Spears and then just get fucking decked out.
This match went way too long.
They gave Serpentico a lot. This was a 50-50 match. Like, Serpentico had majority of the offense in this match. And this is why I'm saying Brian Pillman Jr. should have faced Scorpio Sky, because if they were going to do a 50-50 match with Scorpio Sky, it should have been Brian Pillman Jr.
But see, Scorpio Sky is a guy who needs a faster win, because he's just kind of like the third man on the SCU thing, because the other two guys are way more famous. He needs he should not be going back and forth with this goofy guy.
He needs, I agree. He needs that, and also he needs something, man. He's missing something. Like, I don't know who.
I think he needs to get away from SCU.
He does. He also needs like a whole gimmick change or something, because even his name sounds like it's from the '90s, Scorpio Sky. It just fucking sounds. It just sounds stupid. All right, we go to 8th and the final match. We get Evil Uno and Stu Grayson returning from COVID for their first match. I think it's their first match back. I think. They're facing Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon, who, as you know, they've been in one of the bigger storylines in AEW Dark, where after last week was where they finally saw eye to eye. This match, they actually had a lot more cohesion. They worked as a team. They didn't argue. So I like that. That storytelling in the ring was good. There was a moment where Evil Uno hurt his shoulder. He sure hurt his left shoulder or hurt his left wrist, because he tagged out and then he basically went down on the floor and didn't come back to the match ever again. Leva Bates tries to interfere in the match. They teased a love angle with Peter Avalon and Leva Bates. You see that? Where Peter Avalon kind of protected her, and then they kind of like looked in close like they're about to kiss. And then they got attacked by, the Dark Order, and Brandon Cutler does a huge dive on the outside. And Stu Grayson basically wins by hitting the Nightfall on Peter Avalon, which I think is one of the best finishers in wrestling I've ever seen. You like that move, Nightfall? Dude, it's the fucking breaking of the Batman's back. He has you up.
Oh yeah, dude, that's cool. I hate the Dark Order. I fucking hate it.
Oh, I love that finishing move.
This match was way too long. I was just so done. There's no reason some of these matches need to go this long. I'm just so fucking done. They could have cut out 2 of these matches. It didn't need to go this long. They wear out their welcome, because it's just numbing. Like nobody wants to see match after match after match after match after match with no storyline.
I thought Dark was fine, but if you missed this Dark, you're not really missing much.
No, I thought Dark used to have like good like more good. I remember when they said like, oh, AEW Dark's gonna be like a really good show, and at the beginning it would be like competitive matches, right?
Oh, yeah, there was a Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela like hardcore match.
Yeah, why are they doing that? I don't need to see 8 squashes.
I don't know.
either way too long or way too short. I don't
You
understand.
know what's weird about Dark? Dark is about not even a year old, but it's still trying to find its ground as what kind of a show it's supposed
I
to be.
just don't understand why you would fly in these guys for this nonsense. Because first of all, you're not making any money off AEW Dark because it's on YouTube, and you're paying to like bring in Pentagon to just do that. Like, what's the fucking point? I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're gonna go out of business, by the way, if they miss one AEW.
Yeah, they're going to go out of business. You're right. If they stop doing AEW Dark, if they stop having 11 matches on AEW Dark, they're going to go out of business. So they have to do it. All right.
All right.
Do you want to do Impact?
Yeah, let's talk about Impact.
All right. So I was watching Impact on Twitch, and there was a lot of technical difficulties in the beginning of Twitch. So some parts you're going to have to fill me in. I know what happened, but you'll have to tell me your review on what it was.
Okay.
I couldn't watch some of it. Impact started about 4 or 5 minutes late.
Because of Ringo Starr.
Yeah, because of Ringo Starr and Ozzy singing in his house, I guess. First match is Kylie Rae and Susie versus Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. Beginning of this match is really freaking stupid because they're doing that whole like Rosemary's like facing off with Susie, and she goes like, "I know you're Sue Young," and she goes, "No, I'm good girl. I'm good girl." I was like, "Oh, it's cringy." Kylie Rae wins with an STF on Taya Valkyrie. How was this match, in your opinion?
I will tell you in 1 second. So Kylie Rae's match was good. I enjoyed it. It could have been better. The Susie character kind of sucks, but it really wasn't that bad. I had a good time
watching. Okay. Then we get Chris Bay and Swinger in the backstage segment. Chris Bay's mad because remember Johnny Swinger from last week got himself banned at Slammiversary. Johnny Swinger's like, "Hey man, you gotta just believe the Swing Man. He's gonna get this all fixed." And then we go to match number 2. It's a 4-way tag team match. We got the Deaners versus Reno Scum versus Triple XL versus TJP and Fallah Bahh. Cousin Jake wins by hitting the side slam on Larry D, and he wins after this match. Reno Scum and TJP and Fallah Bahh, they continue fighting all the way in the back. TJP dives off this cart thing, but ultimately Reno Scum gets the better of them and just beats the crap out of TJP and Fallah Bahh. What did you think of this match and this backstage segment? This fight, I guess.
I didn't really like the match that much. The backstage segment was good. I like that. I just I couldn't get into this match. I don't like a lot of these guys. I don't like a lot of these guys in the match. I know you do. I know you want to have sex with 2 fat guys. It's okay. But I just like those fat guys take me out. I don't like TJP. He's a good athlete. And I'm glad Reno Scum though got to look good. I feel like they haven't done anything.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting into a storyline that's continuing from like 2 weeks ago when they were making fun of D'Lo Brown and TJP and Fallah Bahh kind of like stood up for D'Lo Brown, and now these guys are they don't like each other. Yeah, I'm guessing just these 2 tag teams, which I like. Yeah, they're finally a storyline. I would like it if Reno Scum would actually win that feud. You know?
Yes, me too. I would like that too.
But then if they win, who would be their next opponents for Reno Scum? Because the tag team
I guess maybe maybe they turn them face and they fight the Rascals. They can fight the Rascals.
I get the Rascals, yeah. All right, we get Swinger. He's in the back. Now he's trying to figure out a plan, and he finds first a Super Eric costume, Super Eric gear. But he goes, that's not it. And then he finds Suicide's gear, and he goes, all right, I'll just wear Suicide's gear. And he walks away. Swinger's all over the show, which is great. There's a reason why he's getting so much screen time. And then they do the flashback match. This is from Lockdown 2010. We got Tara, formerly Victoria from WWE, and Angelina Love versus Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky with Lacey Von Erich, the new beautiful people. Lacey Von Erich, which is Texas Tornado's beautiful daughter, who doesn't do wrestling anymore. And
she's gorgeous. She's magnificent.
She's so beautiful, but I don't think she could wrestle. That's why she's not on. That's why she doesn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
Madison Rayne wins. She pins Tara, and she becomes the I guess knockout champion. I don't know what the storyline was for this, but
I think that at the end of I think they're also teasing that Angelina Love might come back.
yeah, is that why they showed this flashback? You think?
Yeah, but I don't think nobody would give a shit about if Angelina Love. Nobody will see Angelina Love at this point. You
No.
know who fucking looked so much better back then? It was Madison Rain. I was surprised how much better she looked 10 years ago.
I mean, yeah, it happens. You age,
I know. Well, she should be ashamed of herself.
I mean, dude, it's gonna happen to all of us.
Yeah.
Who's the one who's dating Bully Ray?
Oh, Velvet Scott. She was in the match too.
Yes, I wonder if she might come back.
Why would anyone want to see Velvet Scott? Angelina Love. Just like I liked Angelina Love for purely because she looked like trash. She was like, "I'm a beautiful person," which was funny back then. But she's just gotten older. It's like
I don't think it's gonna be Angelina Love that's gonna come back.
No, I think they just decided to tease her.
Yeah. Then we get a Ken Shamrock, Sami Callihan backstage. I mean, remember, these guys are enemies, but Sammy's trying to be Ken Shamrock's partner or something like that. And Sammy talks about the scorpion and the frog. I don't know what the fuck they're talking. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I don't care about this at all. I don't.
I like how Sami Zayn. I like how Sami Callihan comes in and out of a room with the computer thing. I think that's kind of funny.
Okay, that part, yeah. But man, like,
I think Sami Callihan has some. I like him better as a face, as a weird face. I think.
Yes.
That OVE, that thing was stupid. I kind of like what he's doing with this.
That thing was really fucking stupid.
Oh, Ohio! Like, thank God those guys got accused of rape. So
yeah. By the way, I know you didn't watch Explosion, but in Explosion they were interviewing what's his name? Rich Swann.
Yeah.
And they talked about his injury. His injury came because of Dave Chris, one of the OVE members, and he supposedly never apologized for it.
Oh, he said that on the air?
No, he didn't say it, but they showed that it was Dave Chris who fucking injured him. They showed it, and then they were like, I remember hearing the story. He never apologized. That's part of the reasons why he's not there anymore. We go to match. What?
Also because of the thing.
Yes, and the rape thing, yeah. We go to match number 3. We got Kimberly versus Jordynne Grace. Kimberly is by far my least favorite wrestler right now in all the promotions. She's got the worst gear.
No, she does.
She's got one of the worst wrestling names. Is just like, it doesn't, like, her gear or her name, they don't do anything for me. And then you add mediocre wrestling to the mix, and it's just like, what are you doing on my TV? Like, what are you doing on my TV? At least Joey Janela will jump off shit, like you add nothing. Jordynne Grace hits the Grace driver, which is like a pump handle, a driver for the win, power driver, but she needs a better name for it than Grace driver. It's a stupid name for a finisher. Jordynne Grace?
I used to have a better opinion of her until I started watching. I didn't realize I like a lot of these people because I never really have to watch them. She is she's missing something, huh?
She's mediocre in the ring too.
Mediocre. She's not. And I feel like I can tell from her Twitter and her Instagram, she thinks she's the shit. Like, she thinks she's doing a fucking amazing job, and she's not. And she was, I think, like, she's just used to the custom world, and she's not used to, like, this world. But, like, there's something off.
If you put Jordynne Grace in a ring with somebody who's good, like really
let's
good,
say like Sasha,
yeah, you'll have a good match. But if you put her in a ring with a mediocre wrestler like Kimberly, you're gonna have a mediocre match. That's how you can tell the difference between a really good skilled wrestler and a bad wrestler. Like, if you take AJ Styles or even a Sasha Banks, right?
Yeah.
Or an Asuka, and you put her in a ring with like a shitty wrestler, they'll still have like a decent match. Jordynne Grace is not one of those people, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was very. And Kimberly, I don't know why they signed her.
Dude, there was this. Well, she's married to what's his name? Zachary Wentz from the Rascals. There was this point in this match where Kimberly, because she's losing, she takes out brass knuckles that were like hidden somewhere in the canvas, like blatantly, like right in front of the referee. Like, the referee's just like watching her do it, and he doesn't like call it. It's just so stupid. It was so like, it was so stupid. Kimberly is my least favorite wrestler. And after this match, Deonna Purrazzo was on the Tron, like talking shit to Jordan Grace. Deonna Purrazzo looks and sounds like a wrestling superstar.
Yeah, I know.
And I think AEW really missed the boat not signing her. I'm actually looking forward to her versus Jordan Grace. I think that's going to be a good match. And then,
yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Deonna Purrazzo should definitely be the champ and the face of the company.
yeah, maybe not the face.
Well, as the female division,
yes, the knockout division, yeah,
like Becky Lynch was for WWE.
Yeah. Then they show, speaking of face of the company, then they showed a video package for Slammiversary, the Impact Championship matchup. How they talked about how it was supposed to be a 5-way, but now it's a 3-way. And they do a video package and they interviewed the 3 contestants, Ace Austin, Trey Miguel, and Eddie Edwards. And they talk about the mystery opponent. And watching this made me realize one thing, that none of these guys should really be getting the title. I was like, I don't want to see any of these guys as a champion. I hate to say it, but I just really don't. I don't think any of these guys are really.
No, it's gotta be EC3.
I don't think it's gonna be EC3.
Who do you think the third guy's gonna be?
You know why I don't think it's gonna be EC3? Because I think it's so on the nose if it's EC3. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be like Rusev or something like that.
I mean, I know, but EC3 belongs there.
No. Don't get me wrong. I think EC3 is still signed to the company.
It would be great to see Rusev though. It would be, and he's the guy I would fight for.
Yeah, no, this is what I think. This is just my opinion. I 100% think EC3 is signed, but I don't think he's gonna be the guy in the championship match. I think it's gonna be like someone like Rusev. That's because it's too it's too on the nose if it's EC3. It's not much of a surprise, but if you make it like a Rusev, and Rusev's been very fucking quiet, which is fucking weird,
Who?
He's not even putting up any like.
Oh, I thought you said Russo. I was like, why do we need Russo?
No, Rusev.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, he's being a little quiet.
What if the person they bring back is Russo and he wins the belt, bro?
That'd
be so funny.
Let me ask you a question: did Rusev ever tweet anything about the fact that they showed the Bulgarian flag during that?
No, he hasn't said a goddamn.
Okay. Which I think that's why I think it's fucking weird, because Rusev is somebody who's very active on Twitter. He would have, if this wasn't serious, he would have.
Dude, Rusev would be huge for them.
I know.
Rusev would be great. I would love it if it was Rusev, but I do think EC. I wouldn't be upset if EC3 walked out and won that belt.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset either, but I don't think it's gonna be him. That's just what I'm saying. Okay. Then we go to match number 4. No, then we go to Willie Max in backstage, and he's walked past Suicide, who's really Johnny Stringer dressed up as Suicide. And
that's fun.
Impact, you gotta get 2 things. Number 1, you have to buy new gear for Kimberly, and number 2, you have to get a boom mic, because I did not fucking understand. I couldn't hear a single word Willie Mack was saying, except for Suicide. Willie Mack is so uncharismatic, and his voice is so low that I'm like, dude, even though this segment had none of that shitty backstage Impact music playing, I still couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Could you understand what he was saying?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Then they do a locker room chat segment with Madison Rayne. She's interviewing herself. It's stupid as fuck. And then Kiera Hogan, Tasha Steelz comes out, and then Havoc and Nevaeh come out. This was so uninteresting. I don't even know what this was about.
Well, Madison Rayne has announced that she will be in the Gauntlet match, which I'm happy about, because we won't get her stupid fucking commentary anymore.
No, you're gonna get her commentary, but just not for that match.
No, please, anyone else but her. Fucking, bring back Mike Tenay and Don West for Slammiversary.
They're gonna do that thing where she's in the thing and she gets eliminated first. She goes back on commentary.
Oh God, I'd rather fucking give me Gail Kim. Hey, War. I don't know. Dude, you know who was underrated? No one talks about her being a good worker, and I'm watching her right now, and she's having a great match. Was Taryn Terrell?
Yeah, people don't talk. I don't even talk about her. Yeah.
Dude, I'm watching this match right now with her and Gail Kim on the TNA app. She is fucking going all out. Like she's doing shit I never would expected her to do because she was basically like just like the hot chick. Remember?
Wasn't she the one who was like Drew McIntyre's
Yeah,
ex-girlfriend's
yeah.
wife?
Shit
Yeah.
got weird between them, and that's why he.
Yeah.
But like he lost his push. But like fucking, she like was really nobody, and she was in TNA for and every time she. I remember people being like, "Yo, she really went all out," and then I watched the matches, and it's like, "Yo, she was really fucking going ballistic," and she doesn't have, you know what I mean? And like nobody talks about her. Just like she
What
didn't even
happened to her?
exist.
What happened to
I
her?
don't even know. He can't even find out what happened to her. But nobody talks about her. But like she was really good for her rep and for what she would come out to the ring like she was a fucking cheerleader, and then she would like she's throwing chair. She like had a chair thrown in her face, and she's like getting power slammed on the fucking ramp and shit. Power slam, power bomb, whatever. Anyway, let's keep moving. She's good.
Then we get a Hernandez is he's doing that arm wrestling thing. Rhino comes and he wants to arm wrestle with Hernandez, and they go to be continued. Which is fine, whatever. Then we go to match number 4, Willie Mack versus Suicide, who's really Johnny Swinger. And I like this a lot. Johnny Swinger's doing a thing where he can't let Willie Mack know it's him, so he's not doing any of his signature moves. He's trying his best to do Suicide's move, but Suicide is a flippy guy, so he can't do that shit. So he would like try to do the spider thing on the ropes, and he's falling off. He tries to climb the top rope, and he fucking falls and hits his head on the top turnbuckle, and he walks into a stunner, and Willie Mack wins. I like this match. You know why? Because the storytelling in this match made fucking sense. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. He's the best. He's just the fucking best. MVP. Who had a better comeback this year, him or MVP?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would say comeback.
MVP.
I would almost say Johnny
MVP.
Swinger's a rising star because he didn't never had anything to come back from because he was always a disaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna say MVP though, because at least MVP is getting like a title shot and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Then Dreamer's up next, and he's like in a suit, and he's giving like a public apology because last week he shit all over Moose, and Moose demanded in a public apology or he's going to sue the company, and he apologized for Moose being like a flat earther. Moose comes in and talks about how everybody knows the world is flat. I guess they're completely shitting on TJP thinks the world is flat, right?
Yeah, TJP. And also, I think AJ Styles thinks it's flat too. So.
Is TJP's a flat earther?
TJP has a lot of problems. That's one of them. Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, what was the segment about? I found it uninteresting, which was very weird because okay, because I'm usually into Moose segments, but when I don't know, I just couldn't get into this one.
Well, now we have Dreamer and Moose's anniversary. I told you you're gonna do. I can't believe they're wasting Moose. Like
yeah.
I'd rather watch Moose. I'd rather watch Moose fight Kimberly.
You know what I think? But wait, so it's definitely Dreamer versus Moose as
yeah, they put it. They had it in the match card later on.
I'm still gonna hold on to the hope that before the match begins, Dreamer comes out and goes, "Hey, I gotta go eat donuts. So taking my place is gonna be boom, Eric Young or something like that, or EC3, something like that."
Oh god, yeah. I'd rather watch fucking the Tazawa guy, the oil guy fight Moose.
His name is Tozawa. You're right, Michael Tozawa. That's his name. We get match number 5th and final match: Sami Callihan versus Josh Alexander. There is a ref bump in this match, and Ethan Page tries to get involved, and he attacks Sami Callihan, but Ken Shamrock comes in for the save. Sami Callihan hits his stump pile driver on Alexander for the win. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I was checking out of this match hard because I was looking something up about CM Punk, so I could not tell you anything about this match other than that finish. I don't even know if it was good.
It was good. I liked it. I liked Sami Callihan and Joshua, whatever the fuck his name is.
Joshua Tozawa.
Alexander. Joshua. So I'm watching this back. Dude, check out the Impact. It's only 39 minutes, but check out Impact's in 60, Taryn Terrell on the Impact app. She actually is pretty fucking good. I'm never like, I just put, I'm like, why do they have a best of Tara and Terrell? Dude, she's really good. It's only 39 minutes.
Only.
She's really fucking good. It's a good match. It's just like, but here's the other thing. She's only 34 years old. Dude, you could have her come back and wrestle in WWE.
I don't know where, but what is she doing? Should she retire?
I don't know. Maybe she's dying of COVID.
I haven't heard from her from like years.
3 years. The last time she was around was 2017. Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe Drew McIntyre has it locked in a closet and gives her the fucking Claymore every night.
Maybe. To me, this was a ho-hum kind of Impact episode.
Yeah, it was. I kind of feel like they kind of knew that like they were gonna get fucked over by Rico Starr because I'm sure this was planned for a while. Mm. So they probably like they probably like let's not put anything really good on this episode because you can't have this be a can't miss episode and people forget to watch it because of the time change. I bet you a lot of people turned on 8 o'clock and so there's no Impact and like just didn't watch it and then just like moved on with their day. So
yeah. So after this match ended, they showed that video package again for Slammiversary, but the news reporter, adding a few extra words. In this time, he added saying that the former world champion is not going to be coming alone. He's going to have at least 2 other people with him. And at the end, they showed the 3 glasses of alcohol and 3 hands goes to grab each glass. Now, so they're teasing at least 3 people.
So we already know Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be at least 5, in my opinion. Gallows and Anderson, EC3, Eric Young, and I'm gonna say Rusev was signed. I'm gonna say there's at least 5 people, and if not Leo Rush, I think they didn't show Leo Rush anymore.
I'm gonna say they signed 20 people and they're all back. No.
That would be great. I would love that.
I'm gonna say, and they fire these fat idiots in TJ. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be EC3, the Good Brothers, Rusev, and Heath Slater, and Eric Young.
So that's 6. You think 6 people are signed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's close to what I'm saying, but I just didn't add Heath Slater. But yeah, that's what I think.
I definitely don't. If Angelina Love comes out and they're like, that's a surprise, I'll fucking commit suicide.
I will tell you that I do enjoy these like last little teaser things they do at the end of each show.
Yeah, that's what makes the show worth it.
Yeah, it's like 5. It's like 10 seconds, but it does make the show.
But you know what though? It's like there's more storyline in those 10 seconds than the whole rest of the show.
Yeah.
Impact could be so good. They need better announcers, dude. I will announce Impact for free if it means getting rid of this Josh kid.
Do you know who should be doing those little teasers? WWE.
And also AEW.
Yes. If they did those little teasers, it would just mean like it would just be fucking great.
People would tune in for the little teasers.
Yeah. I would tune in for his little teasers.
I know AEW though should be doing it. They're very bad at hyping up surprises. AEW.
They are. They're actually very bad at it. Yes.
He should be murdered. Okay. Well, by the way, Vince sees Matt Riddle as the next Shawn Michaels, so that means we're probably going to see him getting pushed for the next 27 years. So he's never going anywhere.
That's fine. All right, that was our review.
I would say don't worry about watching either one of those shows. Move on with your life.
I agree.
And life sucks, and then you die, as Vince McMahon once said. Okay, so that's the review. Tomorrow, me and Ashley are going to review the new Unsolved Mysteries, and then we will be back Thursday for the Fyter Fest and Great American Bash finales.
Yep.
Hebrew. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Talk to you later. I was good.
Hebrew.